My people, the wounded civilian brother is back again to talk about the Benin Kingdom, to talk about the movie Black Panther. You all know the movie. That movie, Black Panther, is all about Edo Kingdom. The inspiration of Black Panther is about Benin, the Benin Empire. That is what Black Panther is all about. These Oyibo people try to, use style to bend the story so that we will understand they were indirectly talking about Edo Kingdom. But people like us know, and we are going to prove it today. That movie sold billions. Hollywood in America sold billions with that movie Black Panther. They would have just come to Edo, the Benin Kingdom, and talk to us, and we'll tell them what will even make that movie more beautiful, more perfect. But they sold billions of dollars from that movie. But, well, I love that movie. But the only mistake they make is, for not giving it the real name. They would have just said Edo Empire. Because the movie, what Black Panther movie is all about, is about woman and a man. What woman can do if she really loves a man. It's about woman. How strong woman can be. How people should stop, belittling or look down on women. Women are just as strong as women. That is what that movie is all about. If you watch that movie, you will see that women go to war for what they believe in. You see woman, they always say that behind every successful woman, there is woman. If you look at that, if you watch that movie, you will see that woman, when the man, the actor wanted to give up the rightful owner, the rightful person to that throne, but the woman stood by him and said, don't worry, we must fight to make sure you regain your throne. It's about woman. It's about how to empower woman, to know that woman is as strong as man. That is what that movie is all about. And these things happened long time ago in Benin. 400-500 years ago, it happened in Benin. But Igbo now, they always use koni. Instead of for them to go straight to the point and just come to Benin and talk to us, and they will not, tell them how they will do it and more perfect. But they did it their way, and think we will not know. If you watch Black Panther, the show, it was about the head of Idia Ni-Iye, the mother of Esigie, King Esigie in Benin, the head of, or the face of the mother of a certain king named Esigie in Benin, many hundreds of years ago. That the head of this Idia, the mother of Esigie, have become the symbol of Africa. Wherever, go to Presenter Palace, the European Presenter Palace, in America, even in Africa, even some part of Asia country, you must see the head of this queen's mother, the mother of the king Esigie, who came hundreds of years ago in Benin City. Wow! It's because of the first attack in 1977 in Nigeria. The face or the head of Idia, the mother of Esigie, won that first attack. So from there, from 1977, the carving, the face became popular all over the world. Go to some offices in France, Germany, Italy, Spain, you must see the face of this woman there. But who is this woman? In Benin, that woman, Idia, is the first woman to go to war, to defend, to make sure that son became the king in Benin. I will tell you the story. First of all, let's go back to the movie, The Black Panther. If you watch The Black Panther, in the beginning, they show the face of the Idia Ni-Iye, that's the mother of the king Esigie, who came hundreds of years ago. They show the artifact in British Museum. You see that guy, the bad guys, they came for that artifact. That's the face or the head of the mother of the king Esigie. You know, we have been telling the British, we have been telling them, you have to return these things you took from our palace when you invaded our palace in 1897. Some people think we are just asking for those things, those artifacts. That is not what we are asking of them. That is not what we are telling them to do. When we say they should bring it back, it means they should come back and join us together to rebuild, to restore the kingdom they destroyed hundreds something years ago. That is what we are telling them. When we say bring these things back, we are not talking about those things that is in their museum. They should bring those things like that. No, they are going to pay for what they did to us, because they came uninvited. They invaded us. They killed us because they have guns and bombs. So what we are telling them is not just to bring this thing back. We are telling them to come and join us to rebuild, to restore the kingdom they destroyed. Because Edo Kingdom was the biggest kingdom in Africa. The biggest kingdom in Africa. They were jealous of us. That is why they came uninvited to invade us, because we don't use guns then. We don't use bombs then. We only use knives, sword, and the rest. They invaded us and took our Oba away. And the things that are supposed to remain in the palace, it's now in museum. Can anybody do that to them? Just come to, Queen's Palace, start to kill people there, just carry, kidnap the queen. Would they be happy? What we are telling them is to apologize, let the world know what they did to us. And not only that, to restore the kingdom. Because this Nigeria stuff, we are tired of this Nigerian nonsense. We want our kingdom back. Few nights ago, I made video about this same thing. Then let's go to the Black Panther movie. That Black Panther movie is all about Benin Kingdom. It's all about Benin Kingdom. That is the reason you see the name. They changed the names. They said it is the Black Panther is about the greatest kingdom in Africa. Edo was the greatest kingdom in Africa. Then Edo was the greatest kingdom in Africa. That is why if you watch that movie, it's about woman fighting, encouraging men, stand by their men, fighting wars. That is what Idia. That's the face of the same artifact. The carving they show in the beginning of that panda is the face of a woman. Her name is Idia. Her name is Idia. Let me just pause here. Let me tell you a story about this Idia, this great woman. You all have, there is a movie about Ni-Iye story, and a very great woman. Nollywood in Nigeria, you makes a movie about her before. Her name is Eden, who fought for their husband to, restored the problem they were having in the Benin Kingdom before. But Ine did killed herself for the throne, killed herself so that her husband, Ewakbe, to regain his throne. But I believe she is not the greatest, but the greatest queen, the greatest queen's mother is Idia. There are two women. This one is Idia, is the greatest. This woman is the greatest. Let me tell you a story about this woman. It's about a king who was desperate for a person that will succeed him. A man, it must be man. So they gave birth to two sons the same day. The first was in the morning, but he did not cry. The baby did not cry. And if the baby did not cry, you cannot go and tell the Oba that your wife give birth, but the baby is dead. In fact, you will die. So nobody can take that message to the Oba. But in the evening of that same day, Idia, Idia I think was the seventh wife. People don't even expect her to give birth. You know, she was not the first, second, third, fourth wife. She was just sixth or seventh wife. You know, nobody really give a shit about her. She gave birth that same day to a baby boy too, and his name was Esigie. And when she gave birth, he cried. So the chiefs, the people now, ran to the Oba and say, your wife gave birth to a baby boy. And the moment in Benin, the moment they give birth to the heir, the first son that will become the king, there is what they have to perform some ritual so that that boy will never die, no matter what. Because Wukobaye means to say a prince cannot die in Benin. There's no way a prince held to the throne will die before the king. Never. Because of what they perform, they have to come together and perform some rituals, which I can talk about here. So they perform it, whether it's supposed to be the second son, not the first. But the first did not cry. That one, they give birth to the first son in the morning, but he did not cry. They are still beating the baby so that he can cry. If the baby did not cry, you can't tell the Oba. It is bad news like that. So they give birth to the second son in the evening of it, but it cried, a normal child. So Oba had to call the chief and all the Enigies. They come together and perform the ritual that you will be the heir to the throne. You will be the one to succeed the king, and you will never die. That's it. It was later in the morning, the first son now cried out. They now come to, run to the Oba and say, this one gave birth first, because some chiefs is also aware that yes, this woman, the first the wife, they give birth in the morning, but he did not cry. What can we do in this case? The king let them know there's nothing we can do. The ritual shall be performed, and you can't return it. There's nothing you can do. The second son will be the Oba. They now prayed and canceled everything. But it was a war, it was politics. It was politics. The first son mother, some chief agree with her, and the second son that will be the king, some chief will, side her too. It was fighting. They were all fighting in the palace. Politics. When the king finally died, who will be the next king became a big problem. There was fighting. People were killing themselves because the first son was a very huge man. In fact, they said he was a giant. They said the one that will become the one that's supposed to be the second son, who will become the king, who's supposed to be the king, but is the second son. He's just a normal person. But they said this man just like a giant. He goes to war. Even Esigie don't go to war. That's the one, the second son who will be the king. He's not that, big, and he's not a warrior. He's just a simple guy. And they were teaching him education. They give him education. But the senior son, who's supposed to, that one was the hero, was the warrior. We would go to war, so huge. He fought so many wars for the kingdom. So when the king finally died, it was a problem who would succeed him. But the Idia Ni-Iye, that's the mother of, let's say, the second son, who will be the king, said no, as long as the late king said, and the rituals have been performed, the ancestors is aware, my son must become the king, the Oba of Benin. It was a great fight to the extent. All these things I'm talking about happened in a village very close to Benin. That was the Benin then. I want to tell you how great this woman was. That was the Benin. The name of the village is called Udo. The name of the village is called Udo. Udo was the Benin. But because of this woman is so strong, he was the one fighting for her son. She is the one who single-handedly removed the capital from Udo to where it is today. She removed it to where it is to make sure the son must inherit, must be the king in Benin. It was politics, it was fighting. Gradually, the king begin to reconsider the ancestors. When the father was around, we perform it also. The gods of the land will punish also. The father, the gods of the land anointed, who is supposed to be the king. Gradually, people started coming to where it is today, where the Benin, the place we call the Benin Kingdom now. It was former Udo. Not only that, after that, many temptations. Women don't go to war. Women don't go to war. This woman, Idia Esigie, is the first woman to go to war. The first woman. Not only before that, the Benin unite together again. They all come to where it is today and establish it and say yes. Since the Esigie is now in where it is today, this is the center now. In those days, before you can crown Oba or crown a king, you must kill the mother. In those days in Benin, a woman that gives birth to the king cannot see or witness her own son become the king. The moment the king died, when they want to crown the next king, if the mother is still alive, they must kill the mother. That is what we do in Benin. But because of how this man fought for the son, Esigie now decree, from now on, the killing of Oba's mother has to stop. My mother have done well. I'm the king today because of my mother. I can't kill my mother. If it is to kill my mother, I don't want to even be the king. But my mother must stay alive. So that is what happened. That's how they abolished these killings of Oba's mother. Now, not only that, after crowning the man, a lot of war. You know, in those days, king, it was all about war. If you want to expand your kingdom, it's all about war. The king themselves go to war by themselves. Not this time, king will just sit in the palace and people. No, king go to war. But Esigie is not the kind of king who can really fight. Sorry to say, who can really fight, who goes to war. But the mother is the one leading soldiers to war. The mother, that's Idia, is the one that is leading soldiers to war. That's why beneath there's a parable that say women don't go to war except Idia, the mother of Esigie. Is the only woman who go to. She did so many things to make sure the Benin Kingdom is at peace. The son become the king, the Benin Kingdom is at peace. This woman grew up from let's say from the ghetto. Gradually she became the seventh wife to the king. Nobody know her. Nobody expects. So she became the queen's the king mother. She was from zero to hero. That woman today, at first start 1977, when they were, it's like talent, when they were the first start 1997, Edo presented the face, the artifice, the face of this same woman, just and he won in first start 1977. He won, and today that face of that woman became the symbol of Edo Kingdom, became the symbol of Africa. So that woman is a great woman. That woman is a great woman, Idia. So that is what this Panda, this movie, Black Panda, is all about. It's all about woman. That woman, just like Idia, fought so hard to make sure that son become the king. Just like this movie. Look at this movie. There's some facts I want to prove to you. You see this Black Panda, it's about two brothers fighting to become king. They were cousins, just like Aaron and the Esigie, in Udo, when they were just like Edo's story. It's like two brothers, just like these two brothers that was fighting to become the king in Benin. A Black Panther is also the same thing. Two cousins, they are brothers fighting to become the king in Black Panther. What did the woman, either the ex-wife or the ex-girlfriend did, is to stand by a man to make sure a man, which is the rightful person to the throne, become the king in Black Panther. That is what the movie is all about. For you to know that they were talking about Benin story. That's why they show that Idia, the head of Idia, the head of the mother, Idia, the mother of Esigie, King Esigie. That's why they show the face of that woman. Somebody's trying to, you know, and again, Nollywood director from Benin, Linus Oduwa Imasuen, after the movie concerning this, the British invasion, Benin, the way they invaded us before, I think 2-3 years ago. The movie is all about people trying to, a Benin man trying to, you know, steal the artifact in British Museum.